Did you know that as you begin your search, trying to find the right attorney for you and your medical malpractice case, when you find an attorney and go in and speak to them, the attorney is looking to see whether to hire you as a client? You want to know what this is about? Come join me for a moment as I share with you some great information. Hi, I'm Gerry Oginski. I'm a New York medical malpractice and personal injury attorney. Yes, you heard me say that correctly. Just because you believe you have a valid basis for a case does not automatically mean that the attorney is going to take you on as a client. You will find that some of the best lawyers in New York, the best trial attorneys in New York, are highly selective about which clients they allow into their office and which clients they allow to accept their cases. Now, that's a bit different. You think you have a valid basis for a case. You think you have a great case. And you think any attorney would be honored, and would love to get a hold of you and your case. The reality is that the best lawyers in New York are extremely selective. That means that they're picky. They are going to pick and choose which cases to take. And if they find that you are not the ideal client for them, then guess what? You know what's going to happen? They're going to politely tell you, I'm sorry, you are not the right client for me. Your case is not the right one for me. And you'll have to go look for another attorney. And you might be thinking, how is that possible? If you have a good case and an expert confirms that you have a valid case, why wouldn't the attorney take on your case? Because just as you're trying to decide whether the lawyer that you're looking to, that you are meeting with, is the right one to represent you and your particular case, the lawyer at the same time is trying to decide whether you are the ideal client for him. Because remember, you are going to have to live with this attorney, and the attorney's going to have to live with you for the next 2 or 3 years. That's the typical length of time that these cases take from start to finish. And if the attorney knows at the very outset that there's going to be a problem, if he knows that he's not going to get along with you for whatever reason, maybe there's a personality dispute, maybe you are obnoxious, maybe you don't respect his staff, maybe you think you know more law than the attorney, maybe you are condescending, maybe you won't accept the lawyer's legal advice. For whatever reason, if the attorney decides, you know what, I don't like you, I don't like something about your case, I'm not going to be able to get along with you over the next 2 or 3 years, then there's a very good probability that the attorney is going to tell you, I'm sorry, you may have a good case, or maybe even our expert tells us that we have a good basis for a case, but I'm sorry, I'm not going to take on your case. I think you better go find another attorney, and I'm sure you'll find one. But there are attorneys who will do that, and I happen to be one of them. The attorneys have to be selective in who it is that they take on as a client, because we need to live with you. We need to get along with you. Likewise, you need to get along with us. And you don't want to be in a relationship where there's bad blood, where there's, aggravation every time we get on the phone, where there's angst and anxiety every single time we pick up the phone to talk to you. There has to be trust. And if there's no trust and if there's no bond, guess what? Now it's a rocky relationship and it doesn't work. It's not healthy for us and it's not going to be healthy for you. So why do I share this quick information? I share it with you because I have a few minutes while I'm waiting for my wife to get back from the beach. And you know what? I thought this would be helpful for you to understand. If you're searching for an attorney to help you solve your legal problem in New York, that gives you some insight, some background into what goes on when an attorney evaluates whether or not to accept you and your case. I do recognize you're likely watching this video because you have questions or concerns about your own matter. Well, if your matter did happen in New York and you're thinking about bringing a lawsuit, but have not done so yet because you still have questions that need to be answered, what I invite you to do is pick up the phone and call me. I answer questions like yours every single day, and I'd love to talk to you. You can reach me at 516-487-8207 or by email at Gerry, Gerry, at Oginski-law.com. That's it for today's video. I'm Gerry Oginski. Have a wonderful day.